part 2 of my discussion on the thing. I'm not editing these together. It's just going to be multiple videos on this thing. So yes, it's like, you know, the curate's like, my dying wish is don't by the way, if you've somehow gotten onto this video, this is the second half of a video of me talking about Anthony Trollope's short story Mary Grsly, which is contained in Editor's Tales, published in like 1870. I probably didn't even put that at the beginning of this video. So hey, it's right here. But yes, so the curate fiance dies, saying, like, last wish, saying don't write anymore, and Mary says, like, okay, I'm going to agree to that. I'm, you know, that's his last wish. I'm going to be governed by that. He's like, you know, he is the higher power here. Definitely go into kind of the sexism of this story of the time. I mean, it's all a part of this time. So she gives it up. And instead, she goes off. She actually does get engaged to somebody else, goes off and is a missionary and dies from, you know, missionary work in a foreign country where she's caught something and died. So that's sort of the story. And the editor is sort of like, you know, it's like the end. It's like, oh, Mary Grsly, you know, it's like, I still kind of harbor, like, maybe she could have become something a little bit more, you know, a bit more in the writing thing, but is also kind of his own kind of enamoredness with her. Now this story, it's a little short story written in 1870. It really reminds me of Lady Matilda Carberry in The Way We Live Now, which I've read this year with Steve Donahue, published in 1875. And in that story, Lady Matilda Carberry, she is also down on her luck and needs to make money. So she becomes a female author of histories, of novels and stuff like that, and is definitely uses her feminine wiles to kind of cajole and push along editors into buying her works or getting good reviews. It's definitely not her work standing on her own, and indeed the narrator of the books makes kind of a point of kind of chopping those books apart and saying just how substandard, how not very good they are, and, you know, but how she's able to kind of work the system to actually kind of get her stuff up, which I think I put that Lady Carberry next to Mary Grsly, and it's like they're kind of similar in that way of, like, we're using our feminine kind of that charm to have a relationship with an editor. I mean, Lady Matilda Carberry ends up indeed marrying an editor and giving up the and giving up the literary profession. Again, somebody who's given up that, like, it's not seen as a proper profession for a female in this world by Trllp. Which you know, you have to think about this. This is a world that has had Jane Austen, who, you know, the Bronte sisters, has had examples of female authors, George Eliot, who are obviously great writers on their own, but you have someone like Anthony Trollope, who seems to be presenting a lot of female characters who are like, yes, dear, it's probably better, you know, yes, you're able to charm us into getting your stuff published, but really probably what's best is if you just go off and marry someone, maybe not become a missionary and die somewhere else, but, you know, marry an editor, a good-hearted, solid editor type and thing. So yeah, it's an interesting snapshot. It's an interesting, like, it's cool to read an author and say, oh, here is one story of a woman writer, and oh, here's another story of a woman writer, and it's interesting how they overlap and how you can see where they overlap. This might kind of show you a little bit more of Anthony Trollope, which, you know, not everything about Anthony Trollope is super awesome. I really enjoy his writing, but this is definitely one of these areas where you think, yeah, he seems to be of the opinion, judging by maybe just these two stories, that, you know, writing not a proper profession for a woman. That's how it goes. All right. More videos later, because I probably will do more videos because I have to stand up and my back is killing me. All right.